Hey, how you doing? This is Kitch, and you are watching me play Warptorio. Things have been relatively slow. I've basically just been going around and hand-filling things. I've actually warped ahead a couple of worlds just because there's really not a whole lot going on. Not that we haven't seen 1,000 times before. The good news is we're researching Rocket Silo right now. So we're almost there. Other than that, yeah, it's just waiting and then running around every now and then and grabbing some copper and grabbing some plastic and taking it down here and refilling the stuff. We're at the point now where copper, it's starting to kind of fall behind a little bit, as is the iron. Yeah, boy, I'm hoping we're going to end up making it. The little section down here, I've made some changes in the meantime. I've added some additional power down here because I thought I could. There's no doing this beacon. It's just with all the factories and stuff. It's just too much. And yeah, this supplemental stuff has been working out fairly well, although it's pretty much out, and we don't have. That's the last steel. There's no more iron to put in there. We can come down here and grab some copper, however, and get that going, because copper seems to be our big bottleneck right now. Besides the steel thing. And let's go run this plastic. And yeah, this is what I've been doing now for a couple of worlds. We did run across a world that had a nice little supply of oil. I went ahead and sucked all of that out I could. These tanks were full. They are no longer. We're actually getting petroleum backups now, which is interesting. But yeah, I mean, your resource needs just kind of shuffle along. So, yeah, let's see. We're at 24 minutes here. I think I'm actually going to pack up. I accidentally left this thing plugged in, as I tend to do from time to time. And we're really in need of stone right now. So yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pull some of this stuff up. We'll roll the intro, and I may be right back. It may be a little while. I don't know. We'll just have to see. All right, we're somewhat settled on the new world. Things are kind of spread out a little bit, and I'm not too happy with the defense setup down here, but I think it's just going to have to work. Yeah, all this stuff is pretty exposed over here now that I'm looking at it. We got a little bit of bullets. Might as well do something about it. I think if we just put that right there, maybe that'll cover it. They're kind of wily, the biters. They will find their way in there. Does that have bullets? We got a little bit more. There we go. And that should at least hold it off for a while. Okay, we're burning belt already, which isn't a good sign. But all this is set. I don't imagine there's any free oil anywhere close by. Not that I see. I think we're doing all right as far as oil is concerned, though. Yeah, I never made those gates. That was something that didn't happen. Let's see. Just have to go through and patch those up every now and then. No real big deal. We got plenty of oil right now. I'm not too worried about it. We're still way backed up on petroleum. How is plastic here? Let's grab half of it. Let's grab that steel. I've done this so many times. And we'll fill this up. Yeah, copper is kind of a concern. I made this down here, as I had pointed out earlier. Are you not able to grab your stuff? I switched this over to coal. I had a good reason at the time. I don't remember. Oh, we were out of solid fuel. We're actually using quite a bit of solid fuel down here, and I don't think that's going to work. Maybe we'll curl it around like that. That make you happy? Yeah, and I added some extra boilers because I had this grand illusion that we were going to have enough power down here to run that beacon. Not even close. Not even a little bit. Not even in the same time zone as what we need. So yeah, no, that's a pipe dream, but I mean, we're doing okay. We're almost there. I'm not too concerned about it. Let's see, what are we at? 11 minutes, and I remembered to deal with my warp stabilizer this time, so we do have that going for us. Let's see, copper. Oh, I didn't drop off plastic and steel. Oh well, we'll have to do that later. Can we do something? Let's see. Let's take that grenade factory out. We've got grenades here. That's most excellent. I don't know that we're really going to need a lot of military science going forward. I mean, we're not even using the, we're not even using this stuff right now. So let's just put our excess grenades. Should we need military science at some point, that'll be there ready to go. I'm more concerned with seeing if we can expand this out a little bit and what kind of nightmare that's going to be. It's not going to give us much, but every little bit helps at this point, I think. All right, so that goes up there. We want to keep that on that side of the belt. Will that curl around? It sure will. And that's going to go up there. You need to go that way. You need to expand down. You need to expand down. And then we need to somehow populate this. What if we do... there we go. Right there. That's our in. And it's not a lot of extra copper, but I don't know. Maybe it'll help. Maybe it won't. Probably won't. And I want to grab excess copper into that box. Next to our steel box here, you talk about shopping convenience. All right, it's an extra 4. Nothing to write home about, but that gives us a little bit. We're just running so far behind on copper. Every time I come down here, all these buffers are done. And it was suggested by a couple of folks to put this limiter on it. Basically, where copper plates are greater than 20. So it's always going to leave 20 copper. What that gives us is it always has a copper stack in here. Always. So there's always a place for copper to come down. The interesting problem that I'm seeing with that is that it doesn't matter sometimes. Whenever this was like really filled up, and there was one spot that had less than 20 copper, we still weren't getting more copper. It was still just all iron coming down. I guess it just one at a time comes down, teleports down from this chest down here. And I couldn't quite figure out the logic. It works a lot better now. It never clogs up, but it's still not entirely foolproof. We need a better inserter down here. A stack inserter seems crazy. And you just need a couple of circuits. We can nab a couple of those and just grab some more fast inserters. And I've got a whole bunch of... plastic in my pocket. Plastic we've been doing really well with. It's actually been copper that's been the problem. You guys are all moving at full speed. Power down here is not good, and that's because of our coal situation down there, but that should be resolving itself. Still haven't built anything down here. We have a next level of upgrade available that we can research. It's relatively cheap, and I think that would update the bottom level. There's no real need to do that right now, though. So I haven't been worrying about it. What's gone? Oh, it's purple science. Yes, that was the reason why we warped, was to get stone. All right, that'll get this back going and help time move along. Okay, Okay, very, very nice. It's all just it's all just hand filling stuff at the moment. One of the things I did was double up the copper miners, as well as convert them over to red belts, in an attempt to make it where well, we could just get a lot more copper ore, so we could come down every now and then and do this. That's been basically feeding all of this, and it's been doing well. Let's see, this has been quite full for some time. You know what? How are you doing over here? You're almost out. Let's convert this over to coal because we were running out of solid fuel up here. Yeah, that's why I unhooked that. We were actually running out of solid fuel. But that should get purple going again. Purple's going again, but purple needs steel. Yeah, this is the whack-a-mole game that I have been playing now through the last couple of worlds. It's not the most fun I've ever had in Factorio, I'll admit. I did like building all the spaghetti though. That was really fun. I like building in a big mess like this. If I can force myself to do it, it's really hard to do it when you have just infinite space out there. But that's one thing. That's one of the things I really liked about this mod. Despite its many issues, one of the things that I really enjoyed about it was just the limitations, right? Giving yourself limitations, and the ability to create just a spaghetti monstrosity. This on a normal map would be terrible. And it's still terrible on this map. But it's fun. Oh, that's killed our science production, hasn't it? What else can we do? Is there anything else that can be accomplished? Oh, there's a radar. Somebody pointed that out. What are we at? 18 minutes? Just looking at the biter groups. This first level charger warps up really quick. I've yet to be able to get the second level. I don't know if it's just that we're not producing enough power. I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure how that works. But I do know that we did it once and have not been able to do it since. What I probably need to do... Let's see, did I grab... I meant to grab some more coal. I don't think that occurred. Because, yeah, I think this needs a little bit, and, let's see, how are you doing? We'll just put that in there, because that's something that I will forget about. Lubricant, how's it doing? 15K? Alright, 1 tank of lubricant. Looks like we're gonna reach the finish line with 1 tank of lubricant. I can't really complain about that. Let's go up top and check steel. And, wondering if we can fit another copper thing up there. It looks like we can. Do we have an extra furnace? We have 2 extra furnace. Just going for every single one that I can. Seems to make sense to me. Clean that line up there. Take that on up. Take you on over. It's going to make things uneven. I'm not sure that I care too much. Yeah, I mean, I was talking a little bit before. I really like this mod. I like the constraint of it, and I do like that the biters are meaningful, somewhat. That there's, like, kind of a pressure. Granted, it gets a little old, but in the beginning, oh my gosh, I was having such a good time. Just fighting biters, or trying to survive against the biters. And, you know, even though we've advanced really far, and I don't know that if this is my fault or what, but I mean, I even I don't know if you noticed, this is something I did in the lull, was basically put 2 flamethrower turrets on each side, just to see if we could, I mean, once it hits a point, we're just getting attacked all the time by very, very large groups of biters. So it doesn't seem like there's anything really, I don't think you can defend your way out of this. I had the idea, or the thought at least, whenever I was first playing this mod, is that we could probably tech to a point where our technology would be so high that we could just kind of hang out. And that might be true, but it doesn't seem like it. It doesn't seem like it at all. Let's see, these guys were kind of short on ammo. Let's just put some in there for fun. Just because it's so just relentless there. Once it gets to about an hour, something like that, then the biters just start getting more powerful, and there's more of them. You just get completely overwhelmed. So yeah, I don't think there's ever a situation where we would be able to just not go anywhere. Won't be able to defend it, basically, is where I'm getting with that. I think that is sort of a misconception I had about this mod. Which is good, because, you know, then we'd get like halfway through and it'd just be like a normal vanilla everyday Factorio playthrough. And I don't know, it really changes things up. I really like this mod. I did notice, and I think I mentioned it before, and if I didn't, I'm going to mention it now, that the mod looked like it was kind of unmaintained. I haven't checked it in a couple of days, but I was checking up on it, and there were a lot of things that it didn't seem like the author was responding or anything like that. I don't know what the statute of limitations is on that, but someone else, it looks like they have taken over a lot of the mod. This mod there's a lot of bugs. There's some, like, things that I don't know, I felt weren't very helpful. Things like basically the whole downstairs level. I mean, I was thinking, you know, maybe we should set up power down there, and a lot of people have suggested that. The problem is these underground entrances, they don't just transfer power. It's like they do, but it's slowly. It's like through an accumulator. And you don't get full power coming down, you don't get full power coming up. There's a bottleneck right here on this. And that's why I have these additional things down here. It's to power everything down there. If we were to put these up there, we still wouldn't have enough power down there, because there's not enough power coming through this thing in order to power everything. We saw the same thing with the warp teleporters, where we had the power, it just wasn't transferring through. It's got a limit on how much it can. Not activated. Place. Did it go back in my inventory, or did it just disappear? Okay, I guess it just disappeared. Well, we're not looking for oil on this world. Yeah, that was a thing. I mean, I think the platform upgrades were good. That's fine. This thing, reduce the charge time of the warp reactor by 1% each time it's fully charged. That might have been the thing. I'm thinking that this affects this charge time, and I just never bothered. Didn't seem like it was very useful at all. The stabilizer thing I think was good. It was really, really nice when we just had the level 1. The level 2, I haven't been able to save up for yet. And speaking of that, do we want to go ahead and plug it in? I don't know. Everything seems so not very bad right now. Getting kind of big, I guess. Maybe we'll wait just a little bit longer. Yeah, and there seems like there's some bugs with it. The one time it did accumulate, it did actually work. It actually got stuck in a loop where it was basically just dropping the pollution every second. And it was a nice little break, but unfortunately not working as intended. And the reason why is because of a less than operation in the mod code. I actually saw that. Common mistake to make, but if you don't have the next level of accumulator, it's just gonna keep going and keep going over and over. Which nobody wants. All right, well, it looks like more of the same. I'm going to go ahead, I guess, and plug in the warp accumulator. And we'll accumulate, or warp stabilizer accumulator, and we'll accumulate some warp stabilize. And yeah. Thank you. Why did that go there? Interesting. Guess that's where it went. Did we ever find any easy oil? No easy oil. All right, we're a little bit too late on this map to go and do that. We've got a little bit, not much. Should be a priority on the next world. But thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I don't know if the next episode's going to come out tomorrow. I may just kind of ride this out and at least get the rocket silo researched. That way we can launch a rocket. And I'm curious to know if I can use this floor right here to launch my rocket. Can we launch a rocket from downstairs? That's what I'm going to do. That's what we're going to do. But thank you very much for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you next time. Have a good one.